I really wish I could like be in front of you right now and tell you how beautiful this is. Get this, okay? Rhythm is possible because of contrast. So contrast is the cause and rhythm is the effect. Hello everyone, welcome to ARH Design Academy. I hope you are all doing well. Now, less than 24 hours for your NATA 2021 April attempt. I'm sure you must be feeling extremely confident about your exam, and don't worry, you are gonna do really well in your exam. Now, as I promised, I'm bringing you the final NATA 2021 mock test, and I will be solving this test with you, so there is no wait time. So, this is actually a mixture of questions from the test series that we had in my class, and it is also based on the pattern of NATA 2021, obviously. That is 1 to 25 questions of either 1 marks, 2 marks, or 3 marks. Now, Council of Architecture has mentioned that there will be 4 question types, that is MCQ, NAQ, MSQ, and PTQ. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will give you the video explaining the question type in the I button. एक बार देख लो, नहीं तो कोई पॉइंट नहीं बचता इस वीडियो का. Now, if you know what I'm talking about, let's move ahead. So, Council of Architecture has mentioned in the FAQ section about paper structure for NATA 2021, that is 75 questions for 1 mark, 25 questions for 2 marks, and 25 questions for 3 marks. So, again, total of 125 questions and 200 marks. Now, that was all the information given by Council of Architecture. The paper that I have set here is according to my understanding, experience, and knowledge, and please don't take it कि एग्जाम में ऐसे का ऐसा आएगा. There might be some change here and there, but I think I have done justice to the paper pattern given on the information that we have received. So what I have done here is I have given 70 MCQs, 30 NAQs, 15 MSQs, and 10 PTQs, and they are generally scattered throughout the test. So the syllabus mentions 4 subjects majorly, that is mathematics, physics, mental ability, and architecture aptitude. Now I have distributed questions and the subjects as follows. So there are 25 questions of mathematics, 10 questions of physics, 45 questions of mental ability, and 45 questions of architecture aptitude. I think this would be a general structure of the paper. थोड़ा इधर उधर change हो सकता है. Otherwise, you will anyway get to know the paper pattern in few hours. I think that's enough introduction for the paper. You know the user interface for the test. Let us start. Alright, let's start with the mathematics part. So question 1 says a tangent PQ at a point P of a circle of radius r 5 centimeters meets a line through the center O at a point Q, so that OQ is equal to 12 centimeters, and you have to find the length PQ. Now, very important logic or method for finding geometrical type questions is Pythagoras theorem, and you should know few Pythagoras theorem, basic Pythagoras triads, that is 3, 4, 5, 5, 12, 13, 9, 40, 41, so on and so forth. But in this question, this logic doesn't apply, because if you draw the figure, you're gonna see that in triangle OPQ, OP is equal to 5 centimeters, OQ, which is the diagonal, is 12 centimeters, and you have to find the length PQ. So in triangle OPQ, angle OPQ is 90 degree, OP is equal to 5 centimeters, and diagonal OQ is given as 12 centimeters. So according to Pythagoras theorem, OP square plus PQ square is equal to OQ square. If you put the values, you are gonna get the answer as under root 119 centimeters. So that is your answer. Alright, so the next question is a clock is started at noon. By 10 minutes past 5, the hour hand has turned through. Now there is a very complicated formula for this. I'm going to give you a layman, a general method for solving clock type questions. ये दो चीज़ें ध्यान में रखना, ठीक है. Minute hand moves 6 degrees per minute, which means that it will move 30 degree for 5 minutes and it will move 360 degree for 1 hour. In this question, there is no mention of, or there is no use of minute hand, so we are going to focus on the hour hand. Now for hour hand, for 1 minute it moves half a degree, which means that for 1 hour it's gonna move 30 degree. So from 12 to 1 30 degree, 1 to 2 30 degree, so from 12 to 5 it's gonna be 150 degree. And 10 minutes past 5 मतलब 5:10 पे जो our hand will move a little bit, it will rotate a little bit by 10 minutes. Now according to the logic, our hand moves half a degree per minute. It will rotate 5 degrees more, so from 12 to 5 it is 150 degree, and for 10 minutes it's gonna rotate half a degree per minute, that is 5 degrees. So 150 plus 5 is equal to 155. So that is your answer. So the next question is, the sum of ages of 5 children born at the interval of 3 years each is 50 years. What is the age of youngest child? This is a very simple question. All you got to do is you have to take the youngest child to be x years old. So the one who is 3 years older than him, his age will be x plus 3. 3 years elder than the second guy will be x plus 6, and x plus 9 and x plus 12 similarly. Then you are given that their sum of their ages is 50, so x plus 3 plus x plus 6 plus x plus 9 plus x plus 12 is equal to 50. If you solve this, you get 5x is equal to 20, x is equal to 4. So the age of youngest child is 4 years. You can also work with the options both ways. The answer is 4 years. Question number 4 says, an error of 2% in excess is made while measuring the side of a square. The percentage of error in the calculated area of the square is. Now there is a very simple method you can do, or you can use in percentage. Just consider 100 को consider करके चलो. So in this case 100 centimeter is read as 102 centimeters. So the original area, the actual area is 100 into 100 centimeter square, and the error area, that is 2% excess, is going to be 102 into 102 centimeter square. Now you need to find the difference between the areas of the squares. So जिसमें 2% error consider किया था, that will be 102 का square minus the actual area, that is 100 का square. So if you solve that, you get 404 centimeter square. This is the difference in the areas. Now to find the percentage, all you got to do is 404, that is the difference between the areas, upon the actual original area of the square, that is 100 into 100, and you multiply it by 100 to get into percentage. If you solve that, your answer is going to be 4.04 percentage. Alright, so question 5 says, a man walked diagonally across a square lot. Approximately what was the percent saved by not walking along the edges? This is a mixture of area and perimeter and percentage also. So again, draw the figure. In this figure, let's say the man starts from, or he was supposed to start from C, then he traveled from C to B, that is 100, and from B to A, that is 100. So the original length that he was supposed to walk was 200 meters, but he decides to walk from C to A, that is diagonal of the square ABCD. Now we know that diagonal of the square is root 2 of the side, that is 1.41, which is the value of root 2 into the side, which is 100. So he basically walked 141 meters. Now he originally was supposed to walk from C to B and B to A, which was 200 meters, but he walked 141 meters, so he saved somewhere around 0.59 or 59 meters. So 59 meters was saved on 200 meters. Multiply that ratio by 100, so you get approximately 30 degrees, 30%. So this is the answer for question number 5. Alright, question number 6 says, a fruit seller had some apples. He sell 40% of the apples and still has 420 apples. So originally he had. Now this is again a percentage wala question. Now consider this. So he sold 40% of the apple, which means that he was left with 60% of the total apples he had originally, and 60% of the apple he had left, the value of those apples was 420 apples. So if you consider x as the original number of apples that he had, so x into 60 by 100 is equal to 420. If you solve that, your answer is going to be 700 apples. So this is again a percentage type question, and the answer for this question is 700. Now moving on to the question number 7. The average of 5 consecutive number is 30. The largest of these numbers is. Now the trick here is the consecutive numbers. So again, consider the smallest number to be x. Then we get x plus 1 plus x plus 2 plus x plus 3 plus x plus 4 whole upon 5 is equal to 30. This is a question of average. So if you solve this, you get 5x plus 10 is equal to 150. You solve the value of for x, you get x is equal to 28. Now to get the largest number, you need to add 4 into that according to the value that we took, and x plus 4 का value आता है 32. So this is your question number 7. Question number 8 is a question on permutation combinations. So I'll read it for you. In how many different ways can the letters of the word window be arranged in such a way that the vowels never come together? That's the tricky part, that vowels never come together. Because we might have, or you might have solved the question type where you are given that vowels always come together. The trick here is to eliminate the number of arrangements where vowels come together from all the possible combinations of the word window. So what we are going to do is we are going to find all the possible combinations of the word window, that is W-I and D-O-W, total 6 letters. So 6 factorial, लेकिन W is repeating twice, so 6 factorial upon 2 factorial, that is 360. Now if we consider when all the vowels come together, that is I and O, so we get W, N, D, W, and upon 2 factorial, because I and O will interchange the position and we are going to consider them as one letter. So that is 5 factorial upon 2 factorial is equal to 60. That is the number of combinations where vowels always come together. Now we had 360 as all the possible combinations, and vowels come together is only 60 times. So when vowels will not come together would be 360 minus 60, that is 300. So this question ka answer is 300. Alright, so question number 9 says 3 cubes of sides 1 centimeter, 6 centimeter and 8 centimeter are melted to form a new cube, and you have to find the total surface area of the new bigger cube formed. Now this is a question of volume and surface area both. Now what is essentially happening is we are getting a cube of 1 centimeter, 6 centimeter and 8 centimeter, and we are melting them and we are making a new bigger cube. So the volume of the bigger cube will be equal to the volumes of 1 centimeter, 6 centimeter and 8 centimeter cube, that is 729 centimeter cube. Now to find the edge of the new bigger cube, we need to find the cube root of 729, that is 9 centimeters. Now the edge of newer cube is 9 centimeters, so the total surface area is 6 into side square, that is 6 into 9 into 9, so that is 486 centimeter square. Hence option C is correct. Alright, so question number 10 says 2 equal radius 4 centimeter intersect each other such that each passes through the center of the other. The length of the common chord is. Now this is again a geometry type questions, and trust me, if you want to solve questions quickly, you need to draw the figures as like at the start. Now if you draw the figure, you're gonna see something like this. So in this figure, OA is 4 centimeter because that is the radius of the circle on the left side. So and OC is equal to 2 centimeters because the distance between O and O dash is 4 centimeter and common chord will divide it in half. So OC is equal to 2 centimeters, and if you solve it by Pythagoras theorem, the value of AC can be drawn from AC square plus OC square is equal to O square. So the value of AC comes out to be 2 root 3. Now AB is equal to twice AC, so 2 root 3 into 2, that is 4 root 3. So option number B is correct. Alright, so this question is very simple. It's a mixture of percentage and profit loss. So the question is, a man buys a cycle for 1400 rupees and sells it at a lot at a loss of 15%, what is the selling price of the cycle? Now, because he is definitely at loss, so cost price is 1400 and he sells it at a loss of 15%, so his selling price is going to be 85% of the cost price, that is 85% of 1400, that is that if you solve it you get the answer as 1190. So again, a very simple type of question, and the answer is 1190. Alright, so question number 12 is going to be very easy one. So it is a series question. The question is, look at the series 14, 28, 20, 40, 32, 64. So it's actually a dual series or an alternating series, not a dual series. So what is happening here is 14 is getting multiplied by 2, that is 28, and then minus 8, that is 20. Again multiply by 2, that is 40, minus 8 is 32. Multiply by 2 is 64, minus 8 is 56. So I don't think a lot of things for me to explain in this question. Question number 13 is actually very interesting question. It's a question on probability. So the question says a bag contains 2 red, 3 green and 2 blue balls. 2 balls are drawn at random. What is the probability that none of the ball drawn is blue? You have done this type of questions. It's very simple. So you need two values basically to find the probability. You need the sample space and you need the number of events. So sample space तो काफ़ी simple है. You are selecting 2 balls out of 7, so 2 plus 3 plus 2 is 7, and you need to select 2 balls out of that, so that is 7C2, उसका value 21 है. Now you want the ball, the desired event is none of the ball is blue, so it can be either red or green. So 2 plus 3 is 5 and you have to select 2 balls, so that is 5C2. 5C2 का value is 10, so you have 10 upon 21, that is your answer for this particular question. Question number 14 is again a geometry question. In the given figure, AB is parallel to CD, angle ABO is equal to 40 degree and angle CDO is equal to 30 degrees. If angle DOB is equal to X degrees, then find the value of X. Now again, this cannot be solved without the figure. So if you draw the figure, you're going to see that AB is parallel to CD and ABO is 40 degree and CDO is 30 degree. If DOB, that is DOB is X degree, you have to find the value of X. What you do is you draw a line from E to F, and from that you get BOF is equal to ABO because they are alternate angles, so that is BOF is equal to 40 degree, and FOD, that is alternate angle to ODC, that is 30 degree. So BOD is equal to 40 plus 30 degree, that is 70 degree. It's basic, very basic geometry questions और ये किसी को भी जम जाएगा. So nothing much to explain here. Last question, that is how many bricks each measuring 25 centimeter into 11.25 centimeters into 6 centimeters will be needed to build a wall of 8 meter into 6 meter into 22.5 centimeters. This is a question on volumes. So all you got to do to find number of bricks is you have to divide volume of the wall upon volume of one brick. Only thing you need to take care of that you have to convert 8 meter into 6 meter into centimeters, because you cannot divide 8 into 6 into 22.5 divided by 25 because some measures are in meters and some measures are in centimeters. So always remember, you always have to keep the measurements, units of the measurement same. So if you solve this, your answer is going to be 6400, and this is the end of your mathematics part. We will see the physics questions now. So from here we have physics questions. Now, as mentioned in the brochure and in the FAQ sections as well, they have told us that the questions will be conceptual based. So these are the questions from CBSE pattern, 8th, 9th, 10th, maybe a question, maybe 1 or 2 questions of 11th, 12th. So they are only concept based questions and they are very simple. I don't think numericals are gonna come. So let us start with question number 16. When object moves closer to a convex lens, the image formed by it shifts. So the answer to this is away from the lens. This is basic your light wala topic. I think you have done it in your 8th or 9th standard. So the answer of this is away from the lens. Now question number 17, at noon the sun appears white as. Now this is again a question on light. So the answer to this is light is least scattered. Question number 18 is the persistence of sound in an auditorium is the result of repeated reflection of sound and is called as reverberation. Now this is a question of sound, and if you want more info about that, just Google the term acoustics. You will get to know a lot of stuff about sound in architecture, that is known as acoustics. Question number 19 is, if the displacement of an object is proportional to the square of time, then the object moves with, this is basic laws of motion, and the answer to this is uniform acceleration. Question number 20 is, what is dry ice? As we all know, dry ice is solid carbon dioxide, so nothing much to explain there. Question number 21 is, during summer, after kept in the earthen pot, becomes cool because of the phenomenon of. The answer to this is evaporation, because the earthen pot is porous, so evaporation happens. Basic 8th or 9th standard physics. Question number 22 is, biogas is formed in the answer to this is presence of water and absence of air only. This is I think sources of energy करके टॉपिक होगा तुम्हें 8th या 9th में, उसका ये क्वेश्चन है. Question number 23 is, the most important safety method used for protecting home appliances from short circuiting or overloading is. This is basic electrical thing. I think again 8th 9th 10th का कुछ टॉपिक होगा. So the answer for this is use of fuse. Question number 24, the deflection of light by minute particles and molecules of the atmosphere in all direction is called. इसका आंसर है interference of light. Again light का question है. These are very basic physics question, okay? There is nothing much to explain. Now question number 25 is, rust chemically is, इसका आंसर है hydrated ferric oxide. Again basic metals, non-metals, 8th 9th 10th का topic. So this is your physics question. As I said, I don't think there will be numericals on the physics part. It will mostly be concept based questions. So these are some examples of what kind of questions can come in your NATA exam for physics. Alright, moving forward, so we are gonna do architecture aptitude type questions. These are MCQ question of 1 marks, and they are mostly theory based questions. You might be asked to identify a building or architect, and the image obviously will be given. So we'll start with the questions. So question 26 is, which of the following color is obtained by mixing red and yellow? This is a very basic color theory question, and if you mix red and yellow, so you get orange. Question number 27 is, which of the following is known as roof of the world? So the answer of this is Tibet. This is very basic geographical general knowledge question. Question number 28 is, who designed Rashtrapati Bhavan? The answer for this is Edwin Lutyens. Few things that you need to know about planning of Delhi. So basic planning of Delhi was done by Edwin Lutyens and Herbert Vicker. Rashtrapati Bhavan and India Gate was designed by Edwin Lutyens. Secretariat buildings, north and south blocks were designed by Herbert Vicker, and Parliament House was designed by Herbert Vicker and Edwin Lutyens, both of them. Question number 29 is, Thillai Nataraja temple is located at. So the answer for this is, it is located in Chidambaram. Now, which of the following is not an architect? Options are Jean Nouvel, he's an architect, very famous architect. Richard Rogers is also an architect. Frei Otto is also an architect. Jeff Koons is not an architect. So the answer for this question would be Jeff Koons. Question number 31 is, Laurie Baker is known for. So Laurie Baker is known for low cost housing. Laurie Baker is actually known for a lot of things. He is known as Gandhi of architecture. He is known for his exposed brickwork in Kerala. So answer for question number 31 is low cost housing, along with Gandhi of architecture and exposed brickwork in Kerala. Now this is Mitra Youth Hostel in Auroville. The image is given to you, is designed by. So the answer to this is Anupama Kundu. Anupama Kundu has done a lot of different structures in Auroville. So this particular one is Mitra Youth Hostel in Auroville, and it is designed by Anupama Kundu. Question number 33 is Sphinx is located in. So the answer is very simple. You might know this. The answer is Egypt, and a lot of different structures are located. Say Suez Canal is in Egypt, along with pyramids. Also, one of the seven wonders of the world is also located in Egypt. Question number 34 is a red rose when seen through a green colored glass will appear. Now this is also a little advanced question of color theory, and the answer to this is black. Question number 35 is which of the following is the oldest canal in the world? Now this question I actually got inspired from the recent event that happened with Suez Canal, and the ship basically got stuck in there. So I think this is a important question, and the answer to this is not Panama or Suez Canal, but the answer to this is Grand Canal in China, one of the oldest canals in the world. Question number 36 is you are given a plan and you are asked the following shows plan of typical church. Identify the space or area highlighted in red. So the area highlighted in red is known as nave, Nave, nave. Question number 37 is which material was used as a primary construction material in Harappa Mohenjo-daro civilization? So the answer to this is bricks. Now Harappa Mohenjo-daro was a very old civilization which was located near Indus River, and they used fired bricks, and they were also known for their drainage system and extensive planning long time back, way long time back. Question number 38 is identify the odd one out, that is sand, aggregate, cement and copper. Now the answer to this is, it's actually a very contextual question, and the answer to this is copper, because copper is not a part of RCC. Question number 39 is a type of roof where all sides slope downwards to the wall in slow gradual slope is known as. The answer to this is hip roof. I would suggest कि एक बार different type of roof types देख लो, especially barrel roof and gable roof, and shed roof भी देख लो. Question number 40 is winter sun in northern hemisphere sets at. So for your information, sun doesn't always rise from east and goes at west. It changes its position every day throughout the year. And in northern hemisphere, I mean in India, India is located in northern hemisphere, and for us winter sun in northern hemisphere sets at southwest, not west, southwest. Question number 41 is glass is. So glass is transparent, it's a sound reflective material. Again, this is acoustics, and it's a bad conductor of electricity as well. So the correct option for this would be all of the above. Question number 42 is 4 blocks of different materials but same dimension and same size are kept in the sun on the same day at the same time. Which of the following will be the hottest after they are kept for the same period of time? The answer to this is black granite. Why black granite? Because black color will absorb most of the energy from the sun, and it will be the hottest. Question number 43 is which is color can be used to express peace, nature and fertility? So the answer to this is green. Again, Google कर लो एक बार color and their meanings करके, you will get different colors and their meanings. Question number 44 is trees should be planted on which direction to protect them from sun heat gain? So this is also a question of climatology, and the answer to this is south. Question number 45 is you are given a visual and identify the decorative element placed between wall and ceiling for purely aesthetic purposes. So the answer to this is cornice. I'll tell you what other things are. So skirting is the tile cup piece that you put between at the bottom of the wall, and that is put because when you wash or when you clean your floor, the wall should not be dirty. Dado is the tile that you put in front of basins or in kitchen also, so that the walls don't get dirty. And fall ceiling is your fall ceiling, that is done with POP or plaster of Paris. Question number 46 is which of the following will provide maximum protection from heat gain in buildings? So aluminium sheeting on roof is a very bad idea. Waterproofing helps. Mud tiles on roof helps to a certain degree, but waterproofing then mud tiling, and then terrace garden is the best way to protect your buildings from heat gain, because roof is the building element which is responsible for maximum heat gain in the building. Question number 47 is identify the building material. Now this is a very tricky या फिर a little deep understanding का question या फिर deep knowledge का question. So the answer to this is plywood. Plywood is basically layers of plies of wood. MDF is a fiber board, that is medium density fiber board. Timber is chopped and cut and a little processed wood, and gypsum board is again your gypsum board that is used in partition walls and stuff. Question number 48 is edifice is a architectural term, and it is building with large size and imposing appearance. Question number 49 is Chausat Yogini temple. It's also known as Ekattarso Mahadeva. This is a temple located in Morena, Madhya Pradesh. This temple has been considered as the inspiration behind Parliament building, which was designed by Edwin Lutyens and Herbert Baker. It's in Delhi. The Parliament building is in Delhi. The temple is in Morena, Madhya Pradesh. Now, Ratneshwar Mahadev, a leaning temple at 9 degrees, where Leaning Tower of Pisa is only leaning at 4 degrees, is located at. Now, this is a little information that I gave you. This is, I think, the question is framed so that you get more information from the questions also. So this is located in Banaras. There were a lot of different leaning temples in Banaras, but this one particularly is the Ratneshwar Mahadev temple in Banaras. Question number 51 is Turji Ka Jhadra is located at, the answer to this is Jodhpur. This is a stepwell, and stepwell is also known by Bawri ya Bawli ya it's also known as Wow in Gujarat area. So this particular one is Turji Ka Jhadra. This is in Jodhpur. Now this is a little special ability. So you are given a 3D figure and you have to identify the top view. So the correct answer to this would be option number 3. 53, question number 53 is the same question. You are given a 3D figure and you have to identify the top view. So the answer to this would be option number 4 if you observe closely. Question number 54 is again a plan type question. So the answer to this is option number 4. And question number 55 is again the same type of question, and the answer to this is option number 1. And last question, I guess, of this type. So this is again a 3D figure is shown and you have to identify the top view. So the answer to this is A, option number 1. So this is your architecture ability. इसमें general knowledge part is also there, and along with that you also have a little bit of special ability. The next part is mental ability from question number 57. Alright, so we are gonna start with mental ability of NATA now. These are MCQ questions of 1 marks. Now, one thing you got to understand about mental ability in NATA is generally the questions are not based on calculations, or they are not based on the method. They are more based on if you understand the question or not, and you can take the next step. Generally the calculations or the method is the last part before the answer. The trick is to identify what to do. This is generally about the mathematical mental ability, but otherwise also the questions are mostly based on common sense and your critical thinking ability. So the questions that you are gonna see now are mostly generally they are mathematics based, but the mathematics is below your 10th standard level, and the passage questions or the comprehension questions or general mental ability questions, they are very simple, and if you apply a little bit of common sense you can easily solve them. So let's look at question number 57. Now when the passage is given, that is when they heard news of the hurricane, Maya and Julian decided to change their vacation plans. Instead of traveling to the island beach resort, they booked a room at a fancy new spa in the mountains. Their plans were a bit more expensive, but they would heard wonderful things about the spa and they were relieved to find availability on such a short notice. Now, this is the passage given to you, and you have to find the statement that must be true according to the given information. Now, in this type of questions, what you need to do is you have to find the statement from the option that is necessarily true according to the passage. You cannot assume. Assumptions are not valid here. You have to find a reason for that statement to be true. So let's read the options. That is, Maya and Julian take beach vacations every year. Now, it is not really given anywhere in the passage that they take it everywhere, so I think this option will stand cancelled. The spa is overpriced. Now, it is given that their plans were a bit more expensive, but there is a difference between expensive and overpriced. So I think saying that the spa is overpriced would be an assumption, so I would not go with that. It is usually necessary to book at least 6 months in advance at the spa. Now, reference to this is given at they were relieved to find availability on such short notice, but there is no proof that you had to book it 6 months prior. So I don't think that works for me. Lastly, Maya and Julian decided to change their vacation plans because of the hurricane. Now, the first sentence is when they heard the news of hurricane, Maya and Julian decided to change their vacation plan. So I think fourth option is the correct one. Yeah, right. Now, second passage is satisfaction with co-workers, promotion opportunities, the nature of work, and pay goes with high performance among those with strong growth needs. Among those with weak growth needs, no such relationship is present, and in fact, satisfaction with promotion opportunity goes with low performance. So, according to this passage, the passage supports the statement that the satisfaction is inevitable organizational variable. I don't think that's what the passage is supposed to say. Job satisfaction and performance are directly and closely related. No, not really. You can see an irony in the like two different ends of the spectrum. Third one is relationship between job satisfaction and performance is moderated by growth need. Yeah, you see, if nature of work and pay goes with high performance among those with strong growth needs, so that is there, and with weak growth needs, no such relationship in present. And in, oh yeah, I think this one is the correct one, so I would go with C. Yes, C is correct. Now, this is a different type of questions where you are given 4 sentences and you have to arrange them in a proper sequence. So the first starting statement is going to be since the beginning of time history. Now, if you see the statements, P is have managed to catch, Q is the Eskimos and Red Indians, R is by a very difficult method, and S is a few specimens of aquatic animals. Now, I think the proper sequence should be since the, so in this type of question, generally a sequence will form automatically as soon as you read the question, but just to check if your answer is correct or not, just say it out loudly. It will, if it's correct, it will make sense to you. Otherwise, it will smell a little fishy here and there. So for me, I think since the beginning of history, the Eskimos and Red Indians have managed to catch a few specimens of these aquatic animals by a very difficult method. I think this one is the right sequence for it. Yes, this one is the right sequence. Now, next one is a English question or a verbal ability question. Now, the thing is, if you smuggle goods into the country, they may be blank by the customs authority. Now, they may be, again, just fill in the blanks, try to see if it feels right. They may be possessed by customs authority, no. They may be punished by custom authority, they may be confiscated by custom authority and fined by custom authority. I think in this statement they are talking about the goods. I mean, if they were talking about you particularly or somebody, so the statement would be if you smuggle goods in the country, you may be if in case of in instead of they, if there was you, then we could have used punished or fined, but because they are talking about they, I mean, the goods will be confiscated. So the correct option is C. Now, this is a area ka question. The ratio between the length and breadth of a rectangular park is 3:2. If a man cycling along the boundary of the park at the speed 12 km per hour completes one round in 8 minutes, then the area of the park in square meter is. Now see, here you got to understand ki how are you going to draw the area. So to calculate the area you need length and breadth. Now length and breadth are given in the ratio 3:2, and you are given a hint of perimeter somewhere. So this man cycles along the boundary of the park at the speed of 12 km per hour in 8 minutes. So from this you can calculate the distance that he traveled across the boundary to be 1600 meters. Basic formula, right? Distance ka formula. So 1600 is your perimeter. Now with ratios you have to understand that ratio is, if the ratio of something is 3:2, then the actual values of those things are going to be 3x and 2x. So you can write 1600 is equal to 2 times 3x plus 2x, that is the formula of perimeter, and from that you get the value of x as 160. So length is 480 and breadth is 320, and you multiply them and you get the answer as 153,600 meter square. So option B. Now these are NAQ questions. A lot of people have been asking me about what is the deal with NAQ questions. So NAQ questions are the questions where you are given a question just like this, but you will not be given any option. Alright, I mean, the answer to this question is an integer value. Mostly it can be a decimal value as well, but mostly it's an integer value, and you have to input that value using a on-screen keyboard which will be on your screen while you would be solving the test. So let us see what this question says. There are two examination rooms A and B. If 10 students are sent from A to B, room A to room B, then the number of students in each room is the same. Okay. If 20 candidates are sent from B to A, then the number of students in A is double the number of students in B. Now you have to calculate the number of students in room A. Now see, in this type of questions or average type question, like, or you can say the ages ka question that you might see in the future in few questions aage, is you this type of question can be solved only if you are able to construct the equation based on the given information. That's all about it. Average, ages, and this is a simplification type questions. If only you can make the equation, then calculations are no problem. So let's say let the number of students in room A and B, let's call them X and Y. So from first statement, if 10 students are sent from A to B, that is X minus 10, because 10 students are taken from room A and they are sent to room B, then the number of students in each room is same. That is, if X minus 10 is the 10 students are sent from room A, so X minus 10 हो जाएगा, और Y plus 10 हो जाएगा in room B, but they are same. So you get X minus 10 is equal to Y plus 10, and that's from there you can say X minus 2Y is equal to 20 if you solve that equation. Now the second statement state is, if 20 candidates are sent from B to A, that is Y minus 20, then the number of students in A is double the number of students in B. So it means that X plus 20, because 20 students are sent from room B to room A, so 20 students will add in room A, is equal to 2 times Y minus 20, because 20 students were taken from room B. Agar if you solve this, X plus 20 is equal to 2 in bracket Y minus 20, you get X minus 2Y is equal to 60, and if you solve both of them, you get X is equal to 100 and Y is equal to 80. So the required answer, the number of students in room A is 80. Again, the trick is to be able to construct the right equation. The calculation is not a factor in NATA mental ability. Okay. Now next, the percentage increase in the area of a rectangle if each side is decreased by 20%. Now it is said each side is decreased by increased by 20%. Now in this case, as I said, I would generally prefer to take 100, but if you take 100 that becomes a square and there can be an issue in square. So what I would do is I would solve it using a either I will take 110 or I will take 100 or 200 and I will divide the difference with the original area. But there is another method that is given is if you consider x and y the original length, then the original area is to be x and xy meter square. If new length is 20% more, that will be 6 by 5% of x. You can I'm cutting the small calculation there, and new breadth is going to be 6 by 5 y meter. Now new area is going to be 36 by 25 xy meter square. Now if you calculate the difference between original area xy and new area 36 by 25 fy, you get 11 by 25 xy as the difference. Now you calculate the percentage area as 11 by 25 xy upon 1 xy, that will be 11 by 25 xy into 1 by xy into, because you have to give the answer in percentage, into 100. If you solve that, your answer is going to be 44. So the answer for 64 is 44. NEQ are a little difficult because you don't have the option, or you don't have the liberty, or you don't have the freedom to approximate your value. So NEQs are a little difficult, so be a little careful with them. Another question somebody has asked me in the comments is, if I put similar value, or if I put close value to the answer, do I get full marks? So what she meant was, if the answer is 10 and if you write 9, so do you get marks? The option is like, it's no, you won't get an mark for wrong. Even if it's a decimal digit, they will give you the key. For example, you got the answer as 1.7 and the answer that they have given is 1.68 and between 1.68 and 1.72, then you will get the marks. But if you say 1.89 in that question where the answer range is 1.68 and 1.72, then obviously you are not gonna get the marks. So NAQ mein you need to be exact in terms of your answers. Okay, question number 65 is 42% of a number is 2457. What is the number? This is a very simple question. Consider the number to be x. So what you do is 42 into x into 42 by 100 is equal to 2457. You solve for the value of x and the answer is 5850. This is a very simple question. Now ages ka question hai. Present ages of Samir and Anand are in the ratio 5:4 respectively. 3 years hence, this means 3 years later, the ratio of their ages will become 11:9 respectively. What is Anand's present age in years? So again, if ratio is given of two things, then you can consider that age of Samir is 5x and age of Anand is 4x. Now 3 year hence, let's say Samir's today's age is 5x. So his age 3 years later will become 5x plus 3 and Anand's age will become 4x plus 3. But that ratio is also given, that is 11:9. So what you do is you compare them such that 5x plus 3 upon 4x plus 3 is equal to 11:9, and you solve for the value of x. You get x as 6 and Anand's present age is 4x, that is 6 into 4, that is 24. So the answer here is 24. Question number 67. Now 67 is a very simple one. I think you have a decreasing series by 25. So the answer for the next number that should be coming is should be 404. Okay. Now question number 68. Now this is a analytical ability type question where you are given an image and you have to find number of triangles, number of squares, number of lines, etc. So in this case you have to count the number of triangles, but you don't have to count the triangles made by intersection of two or more triangles. So if you count them, you will see that the answer is 12. Number of triangles present in this particular image is 12. Question number 69. The number of 6-digit number can be formed from the digits 0, 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9 which are divisible by 10 and no digit is repeated. So this is a permutation combination ka question. We are provided with 0, 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9, and if it has to be divisible by 10 then unit place must be 0. Now we are left with only 5 digits, that is 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9, and zero's position is fixed, so the remaining number of digits can be arranged in 5 factorial way. So the number of required digits is 5 factorial, that is 120. Question number 70 is a very interesting question. Coding decoding wala question hai ye. If all the vowels of the word fragment are arranged to the letter immediately succeeding them in the English alphabet series and all the consonants are changed to the letter immediately preceding them in the English alphabet series, then how many letters of the new word are similar to the letters of the old word? Now in this case, if such type of question comes, just do one thing first, that you write A to Z in one series and you also write their numbers, like A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, etc. so that it helps us in identifying the pattern if there is anything. This is not the case in this question. What you got to do is you have to change the letter immediately are changed to the letter. See, I'll read the question again. If all the vowels of the word fragment are changed to the letter immediately succeeding them in English alphabet series and all the consonants are changed to the letter immediately preceding them in the English alphabet series, so F will be replaced by E, R will be replaced by Q, A will be replaced by B, G will be replaced by F, M will be replaced by L, E would be replaced by F, N would be replaced as M and T would be replaced as S. So थोड़ा शांति से करना होगा. So apparently 4 letters, that would be E, F again and M of the new word are similar to the old word fragment. So the answer to this question would be 4. Now here is a puzzle type of question given and you can see it on your screens as well. So you are given 4. Obviously I'm gonna go clockwise from the first 4. So 4, 4, 8, 24, 96, 480 and 2880. You have to find some pattern somewhere. So the pattern in this question is, see, in the first quadrant 4 plus 1 is equal to 4. Then you take that 4 and you multiply it by 2. So 4 plus 2 is 8. Then you have 8 into 3 is 24. 24 into 4 is 96. 96 into 5 is 480. 480 into 6 is 2880. So you will need to do 2880 into 7. That is 20,160. So your answer is going to be 20160. Question number 72. Again ages ka problem on ages. Now 7 years later from now, A will be as old as B was 4 years ago. Okay. C was born 2 years ago. The average age of A, B and C 10 years later will be 33 years. What will be the present age of A? Now this is a question of obviously based on ages, but this is a question of timeline. Like you have to establish a timeline of what is happening when. So if we consider the age of A 7 years later be K. So after 7 years today, after 7 years A's age is considered K. So today's age of A will be K minus 7 and age of B 4 years ago, that will be K because that is given in the first statement. Now C was born 2 years ago, which means that you have to consider the age of C at present is 2 because the current timeline we are considering 7 years later is K. And then the average age of A, B and C 10 years later. So 10 years later from today, like from present, it will be K plus 3 for A, K plus 14 for B and 2 plus 10, 12 is for C. So average age of all three 10 years later would be 33 that is given to us. Then if you add k plus 3 plus k plus 14 plus 12 upon 3 is equal to 33. So if you solve the value for k, you get 35. Now the present age of a, that is k minus 7, as we considered in the first statement, would be 28 years. So 28. It's a little difficult one, थोड़ा tricky है, एक बार इसको थोड़ा सा शांति से देखना पड़ेगा तुम्हें. Now this is a very important question type for your NATA. This is direction sense, and this is a kind of a tricky question or a long question. You have to solve it properly. So what you need to do is you need to go sentence by sentence, and you need to basically chart his trajectory or his path, and you need to map his direction, his left, right, and all. And if you chart his territory, what is given, what you will get is something like this. And from this you can get that the shortest distance between the orange stall and the billing counter was 11 meters. So this is question number 73. Question number 74 is a very simple question. Arrange the words in correct order. So first one is word, birth, second is death, third is funeral, fourth is marriage, and fifth is education. So obviously birth will come first, then will education, then marriage, then death, and then funeral. So the answer is 1, 5, 4, 2, 3. This type of question can also come. This is similar to the sentence arrangement that we did a little while back, but this is only words, the logical, it's called logical sequence of word type questions. And last question for 1 mark is, in a certain year the average monthly income of a person was 3400. For the first 8 months of the year, his average monthly income was 3160. For the last 5 months it was 4120. His income in the 8th month of the year was. So what you need to do is, his average salary or average income was 3400. So he earned a total of 40,800 rupees in all the 12 months. Now average of first 8 months was 3160. So he earned a total of 25280 rupees in first 8 months. In the last 5 months he got 4120 into 5, that is 20,600. Now what you do is add first 8 and last 5 months ka income, that is 25,200 plus 20,600, minus you add the salary of, or the total salary of 12 months, which is 40,800. So if you do the calculation, you get the value as 5080. That will be the salary of his 8th month. Okay, so these are the 1 marks question. As I said, there will be 75 questions of 1 mark. So this was the 75 questions. You saw all the different types. You saw MCQ questions, you saw NAQ questions, you saw physics, you saw mathematics, you saw mental ability, you saw architecture aptitude. Now we are gonna shift to 2 marks question, which will be MCQs, NAQ, and I will also introduce you to MSQ questions and what logic to be applied there. So let's move on to the 2 marks question. Alright, so let us start with 2 marks question. So in 2 marks we have MCQs, NAQs, and MSQs also. These are a little in-depth questions. That means that they require a little bit more knowledge, like the in-depth knowledge, or a little more mental ability, or a little bit more processing power. So let's start right away. So the first question is, the grooves on the columns in classical architecture is known as. Options are corrugated, fluting, capital, and torus. So the answer is fluting. These grooves that you see on the columns, they are called fluting. If these grooves are generally given on any random other surface, so they might be called as corrugated, or corrugated is a type of texture also. You see corrugated sheet, corrugated cardboards, but in this particular context, in classical architecture columns, they are known as flutings. Capital is the top part of those column shafts, and torus is a convex part of the base. So if you want more information about this, please search for classical architecture order. Classical architecture order, you will get that information. So the answer for this is fluting. Now identify the odd pair. So Nile, Egypt. So Nile River is in Egypt, that is true. Yellow River is in China, yes, that's also true. Sumida River is in Australia, no, that's wrong. Sumida River is in Japan, and Thames River is in London, that is true. So the incorrect pair or odd pair is Sumida River, Australia. Then we have, which of the following are the oldest caves in India? Now a lot of people will choose Ajanta Ellora caves in this, but the actual answer is Barabar caves in Bihar. They are extremely old. If you want, you can check it on your Wikipedia also. So the answer to this is Barabar caves. See, I told you this type of questions, they require much in-depth knowledge of things. They are not shallow questions. Now the following structure is National Gallery of Art, East Building in USA, and it is designed by, options are Richard Rogers, I.M. Pei, Renzo Piano and Peter Zumthor. So the architect of this building is I.M. Pei. Now question number 80 is identify the type of truss. Now to identify the type of truss, you must know what is a truss. Please run a Google search on what is a truss. The answer to this particular question here is king post truss. Now question number 81 is again an MCQ. Now it says find the correct unfolded view of the given 3D figure. Now the trick to identify this is very simple. First, what you do is you make sure that the profiles are same, and then on the side elevation, what you need to do is you need to check how many lines are there. So if you count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and you need to find the vertical flaps, you need to find 8 vertical flaps. So that is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. First is there 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. No, 2 has one extra flap. Third may 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, it has one less flap. And in fourth 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, only one flap is nahi hai usme. So the answer would be first. This is a simple trick. All you need to do is you need to find the right profile, and you need to find the number of edges on the side elevation, and you need to find those faces only, that's it. So we'll count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. We need 9 faces. So in this case 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. First has 9 flaps. Second may 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. 2 has 9 flaps. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 3 is cancelled. And 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Now there is a confusion between first and second. So in such case, what you need to do, you need to check the lengths of the flaps along with the corresponding lines. If you do that, you're gonna figure out that the correct answer is second. Last option is last type is this, where see, if you look at option number 1, it's automatically cancelled because the profiles don't match. And if you see carefully, if you follow the flap wala logic, you're gonna get that the correct answer is option number 4. So this is how you solve these questions. Now this is a plan of the object is given to you. Top view of the group of objects is given, and you have to identify the correct elevation from the arrow. So you have to look carefully, and if you see, like even if you check from the answers, in first option there cannot be 4 lines, or in the third one if you check, there cannot be 3 lines. So even if you see from the options, only option 2 seems most appropriate. I mean, it's correct, but from options also you can check this type of questions. In question number 85, you can see that from the options itself, as the last thing, option number 3 is correct. So that is your 2 marks MCQs. Now we will move on to 2 marks NAQs. Now these are a little more complex numericals. Now, but this one is very simple, that find the area of shaded region in square centimeters in the given figure if ABCD is a square of side 14 centimeters and APD and BPC are semicircles. Now, I don't need to explain this, but I'll just give you a quick review. What you need to do is you have to find the area of square, that would be 196 centimeter square, and when basically when you will be finding the area of two semicircles, if you connect them, it's gonna be one whole circle of radius 7 centimeter. So the area of the whole circle is going to be 154. You can also consider it as one semicircle of 77 centimeters square, so two semicircles of 154. In either way, the answer is 196 minus 145, that is 42 square centimeter. Now this is a question that I have put deliberately. Now the owner, I'll read the question for you first. The owner of a milk store find out that he can sell 980 liters of milk each week at rupees 14 liter and 1220 liters of milk each week at 16 rupees per liter. Assuming a linear relationship between selling price and demand, how many liters could he sell weekly at 17 rupees per liter? Now I will have to be honest with you here that I think this question is not my cup of tea. This is something in I think differentiation or something. I don't even know what this question is, but this question is there to this question is here as a much higher difficulty level. The answer is 1340. The method is also given to you. Please check it out. Let me know if my answer, if the process or whatever approach that they have given is correct, and if you can find a better way or easier way for this. Question number 87. Answer is 1340. Now, question number 88 is also fairly simple. You are given a quadrant OACB with a circle of a circle with a center O and radius 3.5 centimeters. So you got OA and OB is equal to 3.5 centimeter. OD is given as 2 centimeters, and you have to find the area of shaded region. So what you have got to do is you have to find the area of quadrant OACB first, that is 1 by 4 pi r square. That comes out to be 77 by 8 centimeter square, and you have to get the area of triangle BOD. If you do that, so half base into height, so half into 7 by 2 into 2, because OD is 2 and BO is 7 by 2, which is 3.5. So you get 7.2 centimeter square area of BOD. Now area of shaded region is obviously area of quadrant OACB minus area of triangle BOD. So if you do 77 upon 8 minus 7 by 2, the answer comes up to 49.8, and but you cannot put in a fraction as value, so you have to divide it, and the answer comes out to be 6.125. I have mentioned a query with decimal type answers in NEQ. So the key range given here is 6.12 from to 6.125. So if your answer is 6.123, 6.124, 6.12, if it is between that range, then you will get the answer. Because if you write 6 or 6.5 or 6.2, then you will not get the mark. So this is how decimal NEQ works. Okay. Now this question is the area of a right angle triangle is 30 square centimeter. If the base is 5 centimeter, then the hypotenuse is, very simple question. You have the area, which means that, and you have one base, so you have half base into height का value है तुम्हारे पास, which is 30. So 30 is equal to half into 5 into h. H comes out to be 12 centimeters. Now according to, as per Pythagoras theorem, base का square into like 5 का square plus 12 का square is equal to hypotenuse का square, that so that value comes out to be under root of 169. So the hypotenuse is 13. So the answer for question number 89 is 13. Now this is a height and distance trigonometry wala question. This is also not pretty much my cup of tea, so I'll leave this to you guys. The solution is given here. The answer is 273 meters. Now we are at MSQ questions. Now these are 2 marks MSQs. Now I want to clear one thing about MSQs is, if let's take this question, right? Then maybe I'll explain with example. So the question says, which of the following images show contrast color scheme? Now if you see, first one is monochromatic color scheme, second one has orange and blue, so that is a contrast color scheme. Third one is, you can say, analogous color scheme or almost a monochromatic color scheme, but definitely not contrast color scheme. And fourth one has green and red, so that is also a contrast color scheme. So if you choose only B and D, then only you will get marks. If you select A, B and D, you will not get marks. If you select only A, B, you will not get marks. If you select only C, you will not get marks. For MSQ question to be right, you need to select all the right options and you need to select only the right options. That's a very important criteria. Otherwise, you will not get marks. So this was first MSQ for 2 marks. Now, question number 92 says, identify the buildings designed by Achyut Kanvinde. So first building is IIT Kanpur, which is designed by Achyut Kanvinde. Second building is I think National Dairy Development Board ka building in Mehsana, not the one in Delhi. So that is also designed by Achyut Kanvinde. Third one is ISKCON temple in Delhi, that is also designed by Achyut Kanvinde. Fourth one is Shivram Center by Srinath Prasad, so that is not designed by obviously Achyut Kanvinde. So the options are, the right answer that I will choose is A, B and C. That is IIT Kanpur, NDDB building Mehsana and ISKCON temple. Now question number 93 says, which of the following are true for residential building? So minimum width of provisions for stairways is 0.9 meters. Minimum width provision for passageway corridors is 1 meters. Minimum height of riser for maximum height of riser for residential high-rise building is 19 centimeter, and minimum headroom in a passage under the landing of a staircase and under the staircase shall be 2.2 meters. Now I have put this question specifically because all of them are correct, first of all. Secondly, what you can do is look out for National Building Code. Okay, National Building Code will give you minimum criterias that you need to keep in mind while designing the building. So questions can come on this, what is the minimum length, what is the maximum length. Also look for what are stairways, what are passageways, what is riser and what is a headroom. These are 4 important statements that I could pick, and all of them are correct. So you have to select A, B, C, D, all of them. 94 is identify the incorrect statements. So you have texture of oil paint after drying is abrasive, so that is incorrect because texture of oil paint after drying is glossy. Tracing paper is translucent, yes, this one is true. Now here you gotta search for what is translucent, or translucent is semi-transparent, you can say, or semi-opaque. Other type of words related to this is what is opaque and what is transparent. Please have a look at it. So this one is the correct statement. Then looking mirror is matte and transparent. We know that it is not true. Looking mirror is glossy and reflective. And fourth one is wood is not damaged by dampness. No, wood is very easily damaged by dampness. So the incorrect statements are A, C and D. So I will select all 3 of them. Now question number 95 is identify the correct statements regarding the visual. Now I don't know if you know this, but you should know this, that this is a wheel of Ratha of a Konark Sun Temple. Now statements are, the structure is a monolith. Now monolith is a term that is given to temples or objects which are basically made from a single rock. The importance of monolith is that they don't have any cracks or joints between them, and if you observe the image carefully you can definitely see some joints. So the structure is a monolith is a wrong statement. It is located in Konark, yes, so this is a Sun Temple Konark ka part, chariot ka part, so this is definitely located in Konark. Now the structure has radial symmetry. Yes, as you can see, structure has radial symmetry. And the visual depicts cool color. That's also not true. It has a warm color scheme. So only B and C are correct. Now question number 96 is identify the images that are part of the given image, and images may be rotated. So this is the kind of my favorite kind of question, because okay, what you got to do here is this image is given to you like a problem image on the left side, and these four are supposed to be smaller parts of that image, so they are kind of embedded images, but they can be rotated. So you have to figure out which one of these are part of the original image. So if you see closely, A is there, uh, B is there, I mean top row is definitely there, the bottom right row, bottom right one is also there, only the bottom left one is not there. So the answer for this would be A, B and D. Question number 97 is also question number 97 is based on Venn diagram. So generally you are given a set of words and you are given 4 Venn diagrams, but it's a reverse process here. You are given a Venn diagram already and you have to find which word set is correct or applicable for the given Venn diagram. So if you see stationery, scale and books. So if you consider the right outer circle to be stationery, scale can be totally inside that and books can be outside. So for one it follows. Pet animals, cats and dogs. So cats and dogs are both pet animals, so none of them would be outside the pet animal circle, so second doesn't apply. Pen, eraser, sharpener, they are part of the stationery, but they are 3 independent things. So like eraser cannot come inside pen or sharpener cannot come inside eraser, so that also doesn't work. And option 4 is furniture, chair and column. So if you take the outer circle on the right side to be furniture, the inner circle would be chair, and the outer circle on the left side would be column. So the answers for this are A and D. Now this is also a image manipulation or shape manipulation question. Which of the following are made using the same elements given below? Obviously their size has not been changed, but they are definitely rotated. So if you see, option 1 can be made, option 2 can be made, option 3 can be made, only option 4 cannot be made. It doesn't have that square part. It has the rectangular part, doesn't have the square part. So we will have A, B and C as the options. Now question number 99 is an embedded image question. You are given 4 options and you have to find which of the following parts are there in the problem figure in the same direction and the same size. So if you see closely, all of them are there. It might take some time, but all of them are there. So all the options are correct, A, B, C, D. And question number 100 is again an obviously MCQ of 2 marks. Which of the following is our simply rotated version of the problem figure? So problem figure is given and A, B, C, D is given. If you look like just closely, you will see that A, B, C look similar. D only looks a little different. So D is definitely not a simply rotated version. And what you need to do is you have to find one anchor point which you can trace over every image. So all you got to do in such kind of image, even in mirror image, water image, is figure out one anchor point which can be traced in every image and which will help you in identify what is to the left of that and what is to the right of that and how it is rotating. So the answer to this is ABC, by the way. Now okay, we are in the end game now. 3 marks MCQs and now 3 marks questions. Okay, so the following temple is known for having tallest Vimana in Hindu temples of 344 feet. Again the information is given. Please check what is Vimana and what are other tallest temple in the world in India. Also check for a tallest temple which is under construction in India right now. You will be amazed and blown away by what is happening in that temple. The question is, where is this temple located? The one given in the image. So this is again a very niche specific question, and the answer to this is Orchha. in Madhya Pradesh. Yes. Okay. Now, question number 2 is the following building element is known as. So this is again a very niche specific question. This is something related to arch. It is highlighted. So this thing is called spandrel. I would highly suggest कि you also search for other terms such as what is gable, what is pediment, what is arch. Will give you more understanding of things. Question number 103, identify the building element. I agree that these are difficult questions. These are not simple questions, but I generally try to put out difficult tests for you so that you learn a lot of things through the test. And also please go through the options. These options are put very carefully and with intention. They are not random options. So whatever options you see, please go and check them out. So anyway, the building element that you see here is a vault. एक बार search कर लो, you will get to know what a vault is. We don't have enough time to explain what a vault is in this video. Maybe some other time. Okay, this is a lovely question. See, each of the shapes associated with one or more alphabets. Identify the alphabets for the last image. So we have triangle for C. So see, 3 sides A, B, C. Then we have F, that is A, B, C, D, E, F, that is 6th, and we have hexagon. Then we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So 8th number and octagon. Then we have this also, which is 8 and 4. So that is 8 for octagon or D for 4th term. And you have to identify this. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I think it should be H only. Yeah, this is H only. Yes. If you get any other logic than that, please let me know. Alright, now this takes a lot of understanding of spatial relationship between spaces. This is a UCID ka question. I'll not shy away from that. A lot of questions that I have been putting in the test are from UCID because their questions are really, really good. Okay, the option says a cube of size 10 centimeter is merged with a square pyramid of base 10 centimeter and height 15 centimeters. The figure is given. The centers of both the objects are aligned. Identify the correct top view of the resultant figure from the options given below. So if they are merged together, what will be the plan of the resultant figure? Actually, if you look at the options, you can automatically disqualify A and D. And if you still look, because A and B may the center line and the corner line doesn't match of the pyramid. In B and C, if you again check, option B is correct. Option C, because in the plan of the cube, the lines of pyramid will not be visible. So option B is correct. Yeah. Okay. A beam 9 meter long, 40 centimeter wide, and 20 centimeter deep is made deep as in the depth. I mean the length, breadth, and height. The dimensions of the beam, which is cuboidal in shape, is given. It is made up of iron, which weighs 50 kg per cubic meter. The weight of the beam is, so what you got to do is you got to find the volume of the beam. That comes out to be 36 kilograms. So the answer is 36. Okay, these questions are purely observational type questions, so I actually am not going to give you answers for this. Please give me the answers in the comment. Let me know how many of them can you get right. So 107, you have to find how many different patterns appear. 108, number of cubes. 109, number of lines. It is a question of clock only, so you can do this very easily. Now we are transitioning to MSQ of 3 marks. Identify which of the following are suspension bridges. So option A and D are suspension bridges. Option B and C are cable stayed bridges. Again, please go through what I'm saying. Go through those terms. It's really important. Now, question number 112 says identify the terms related to roofing. So hip, valley, ridge, and purlin, they are all correct. No issue with that. But please go and search those terms. This is what you should be doing on the last day of your exam. So for question number 113, I am also going to let you tell me which of the following is our rotated version of the image. So please let me know in the comments. Let's see how many can you get right. Now this is question number 114. This is also the embedded type image question. So what you got to do is you have to figure out which images, smaller images, are a part of the bigger image. Iska bhi answer please let me know in the comments. Question number 115, which is an MSQ, which says which buildings are built with Indo-Saracenic style architecture. Indo-Saracenic style architecture is a style developed by British architects when they came to India, and where they mixed their colonial style architecture with our traditional architecture of Mughal and other stuff. So that is called Indo-Saracenic style. So first image is Madras High Court, second image is Victoria Terminus, Victoria Memorial in Kolkata, third image is Mysore Palace, fourth image is Lakshmi Vilas Palace. All of them are correct. So these are your MSQs. Now, finally we are in the last part of the test, that is PTQ type question. Now PTQ type questions are really fun to solve, but they take a lot of critical thinking ability. Now, what happens in a PTQ type question? Okay, you know what? Let me explain using a example. So let's take question number 116. Now you are given a visual, and what is said is observe the given image and identify the visual principle most prominent in the visual. Now if you look at the image, you see a lot of different things, right? Now let's check one by one. So do you see repetition? Yeah, lots of things are repeated. Do you see variation? Yeah, variation of shapes and size and different numbers and colors also. Harmony is when things go hand in hand with each other. So harmony, you can also say harmony is also there. Monochromatic might not be there, because monochromatic means tints and shades of any one color. So I don't think monochromatic is the answer. Now how do you decide between repetition, variation and harmony? So the trick is to identify or to try to decide what is that factor in the image that makes it distinct. I mean, repetition is definitely there and harmony is there also, but I think the prominent visual principle here is variation, because you see repetition is definitely there, but repetition can be of similar things also, right? You can have, I mean, you take any one type of dice that is given here and you can have lot of them, that will be repetition. But in this image, that is not the case. So I think variation is the most prominent visual principle of design according to me. So I have given, I mean, obviously I'll be taking marks accordingly. So for repetition, I have given 2 because that is my number 2 principle of design. Variation is number 3. Variation is that first or the most prominent principle of design, so that has got 3 marks. Harmony gets 1 mark and monochromatic gets 0 mark. So this is how I generally think of these questions. Okay, now observe the image. Same question, most prominent visual principle in the image. Now if you see in PTQ type question, mostly all the options would be correct. What is your job is to find out which one is most prominent one. So in this one, you can see that there is focus, that definitely there, unity is there, radiation is also there, repetition is also there. But if you see, I think I would go with radiation, because see, okay, focus is in the center, right? You see that focus is in the center, and therefore, I mean, and there is also unity. So there is a little ambiguous area between focus and unity, but radiation is such a strong concept. I mean, there is repetition also, but see, repetition is the base concept. Radiation is the effect of, I mean, radiation is happening because of repetition. It could be a random repetition also, but repetition is giving rise to radiation. So I think radiation will have 3 marks in this, repetition will have 2 marks in this. I think focus will have 1 mark and unity will have 0.5 marks. So marking scheme can also be vary from question to question. Now question number 118 is observe the given image and identify the visual principle most prominent in the visual. Movement, flow, harmony and contrast. So see, this is where your conceptual clarity comes into play, that how clear these concepts are in your brain. And obviously conceptual clarity or the understanding of visual principles can be different from person to person. I am giving you my point of view about how I think about things. So let's talk about movement. So there is definitely some movement there. It's not like it's a static composition or static feeling of the composition. But see, when I look at movement, when I say movement is one directional. When you look at this building, a lot of things are going, like some things are going upper, some things are going on the left side, some things are going down also. So I think flow is the primary or the most prominent principle of design. Harmony bhi hai, harmony definitely hai, but I don't think harmony is the most striking principle of design. So I'm not denying that there is not movement. There is definitely movement. There is definitely flow. There is definitely harmony. Contrast, I'll say there is no contrast, because there is no contrast in this. Black and white contrast is a very vague. Black and white contrast is very vague logic over here. So if I have to give it marks, I would say flow will have 3 marks, movement will have 2 marks, harmony will have 1 mark, and contrast will have 0 mark. Okay, same question, but different image and different principle. So I think this one is pretty clear. Symmetry is the very prominent, symmetry is the prominent principle of design. After that, you definitely have convergence, which is converging at the bottom, and then you have focus, where so contrast is 0, symmetry is 3, focus is 1, and convergence is 2. Now this so this is actually a pavilion by Jark Ingels Architects for Serpentine Gallery. Now here I think the prominent principle of design is transformation, because the shape is transforming slowly. Now if you don't know what transformation is or hierarchy is, do one thing: look for principles of architecture. You will find hierarchy, transformation, axis, datum, repetition, rhythm, all those things there. For me, I think transformation gets 3 marks, rhythm gets 2 marks, repetition gets 1 mark, and hierarchy gets 0 mark. Okay, so question number 121. I observe the given image and identify the visual principle. Again, same question. So in this one, I think repetition we can rule out very easily. Rhythm can be there. I think order is the primary or most striking visual principle, because order is, either, if you take any of it, they are either tilted towards left or tilted towards right, but they are only at 45 degrees. There is no randomness in them. So that is known as order. So I would say that order goes first. A lot of people can argue that there can be hierarchy also, but hierarchy is very clear indication of what to look first, but in this case order is overtaking the hierarchy. Okay, let me show you. So in this image you will see that same elements of design, but their hierarchy is more prominent, and in this visual for this question,
order, see, elements of design are same, but the way a composition is done, hierarchy is overtaken by order. So you have to be able to differentiate between this. So you need that deep understanding of principles of design. For order, oh sorry, for hierarchy I would give 2, for order I would give 3, for repetition I would give 1, and for rhythm I would give 0. Okay. Question number 122 is, which of the following best depicts datum? So datum is a principle of design, ordering principle of design, which means that datum is more or less like a axis. Actually, if you study datum and axis, they are very similar to each other, but axis is a datum is a path or a singular element along which or according to which all the other elements of design are arranged. So I think C shows datum the best. So for A I have given 1 mark, for B I have given 2 mark, for C I have given 3 marks, and for D I have given 0 marks. Now question number 123 is, identify the best set word set for the images. Now this is very interesting. See, let's check the first option. First one is symmetry. Yeah, you can say it's bilateral symmetry. Second one is flow. Yeah, there is definitely flow, no problem with that. Lekin third one is not contrast. So first option follows, second option follows, but third option is absolutely wrong. So in which option A only 2 are correct as so far. Let's go for option number 2, that is focus, balance and variation. Now focus, yeah, focus can be there. The focus is going to the central part. Then second is balance. I think balance is not there, because for balance both the stones have to be somewhere on the same size, or at least the smaller stone needs to be on the darker side of things. And third one does not sound like look like variation to me, so I would also not say that this is the most appropriate one. Third one is contrast, movement and vibration. Contrast kind of works, movement works, and vibration works, but they are all not up to the point. All three work, but they are not up to the point, so I don't think that's the right one. And last one is emphasis, flow and repetition. So emphasis is definitely there. You can like the emphasis is on the central stone. Flow, definitely, there is no doubt about that. And third one is repetition. So I think D should be the most best word set. See, all of them are correct. Nothing is wrong, but you have to find the most suitable word set for them. So this is, I think I would go with D. So for A I have given 2 marks, for B I have given 1 mark, for C 0 mark, and for D 3 marks. Okay, so this one, see, this is a very interesting question. Okay, let me explain something to you. Now identify the best word set for the image given. It says contrast and variation. Now see, if you see, there is definitely contrast. Contrast of what? Contrast of colors, that is your orange and blue, those are contrast colors. But after contrast there is no variation. I mean, the pots are of the same color, same size, so I don't think variation is something that we are looking for. Second option is focus and rhythm. Rhythm, definitely I would not say that, but focus I don't think is there, because 4 different pots are there and not one single pot is taking the whole focus. So I think focus and rhythm is not that appropriate. There is focus on all 4 things, but when I say focus, I generally look for one single image that takes my attention. Then harmony and symmetry are down, like right away wrong. There is no symmetry and there is no harmony in a very small amounts, I would say. Last one is rhythm and contrast. So see, get this, okay? Rhythm of the blue pots, because the steps and all, so that is rhythm. And rhythm is possible because of contrast. So contrast is the cause and rhythm is the effect. I really wish I could like be in front of you right now and tell you how beautiful this is, but look at this statement. Rhythm is the effect, contrast is the cause, and therefore D is like no doubt the best pair. Lekin if I have to select between rhythm and contrast, I will select rhythm as primary principle of design and then contrast. So, this is how generally I think of these principles of design. So, A gets 1 mark, B gets 2 mark, C gets 0, and D gets 3 mark. Last but not least is this question. Identify the best word set for the images. Now, let me explain this again. Okay, so value is there because value is the amount of lightness and darkness, so no problem with that. Symmetry, you can also see except a few smaller things. Then shape and repetition, so you see this square and rectangle shapes repeating again and again and again, so that is definitely there. So shape is repeating, so shape and repetition so far looks good to me. Space and symmetry, symmetry, as I said in the first option, I'm a little dicey about symmetry, but yeah, space at the center, I can work with that a little bit. And texture and pattern, it doesn't work, so texture and pattern is out of the question. Now, how do you decide between shape and symmetry and shape and repetition? Now, see, this is my understanding of principles of design. So, according to me, the focus is going towards space, right? The central space, but that is not because of symmetry. The focus is going towards the space, but because of shape and because the shapes are repeating in certain manner. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Space is definitely in focus. Space, the central space is getting the focus, but it is not happening because of symmetry. On the other hand, the space is getting the focus because the shapes are repeating in certain manner. So for me, B goes for 3 marks, C goes for 2 marks, A goes for 1 mark, and D goes for 0 marks. So this is how I would look at the PTQ type question. I hope that I was able to convey my feelings to you and how I would look at the paper. So yeah, that was my sample paper, and this is how I would solve, and this is how I would think of my NATA 2021 paper if I would be at your situation. Okay, so that's it about the paper. Now let me give you few tips about the paper before we finish. Okay, so that was the paper. Now few insights that I have from this paper is, first, because you are not given any pattern, or nobody has any idea what's gonna come in the exam, you cannot prepare strategy पहले से. So strategy बना के मत जाओ कि यही करना है, ये ऐसा आएगा, तो don't do that. But keep an open mind. You have to keep an extremely open mind because of 2 reasons. First, because if you make strategy that this is my strategy is going to be, and the paper is a little different, then that is a slightly traumatic experience. You don't want that to happen to you on the day of the exam, that is just tomorrow. So don't make strategies कि ये करूँगा वो करूँगा ऐसे वैसे, but keep an open mind. Okay, डरने का बात नहीं है, but keep an open mind about things कि okay, ये क्वेश्चन आया है, इसको कैसे सॉल्व करना है देखेंगे. And this is also important, keeping an open mind is also important, because NATA question, as I said, they are not very methodical questions, they are not very calculation based questions, they are mostly question based on general common sense. So if you keep your mind open, if you keep your brain open a little bit, the general the common sense will come up and it will help you a lot in the mental ability and even the PTQ type questions as well. So that is first. Second, I think the biggest challenge that you are going to face is the time management, because you have not had that much practice and we really don't know what is the paper structure. So I would suggest that as soon as you get the instructions, see what value can you take out from the instructions, ki how many questions of physics are there, chemistry are there, if there are, maths are there, mental ability is there. If that is not given, the first thing that you should do is to look at the whole paper throughout. Don't start by solving first question and then second question and then third question. You need to have at least a mental picture of what you are tackling. So what you do is, as soon as you get the paper, figure out the interface and see that you get a clear idea about how your question paper is and what is asked and what is not asked. Okay, I think that is the most important thing that you can do as soon as you get the paper. And third thing is, I think, be carefree. There is a difference between being careless and being carefree. Careless is something who doesn't care, and carefree is someone who is not worried. So don't be worried. This is an aptitude test. Okay, so I think most important thing is to have fun, really, and think critically about things. Don't just say ki ha, I saw this image in the first part and this is the answer, like in 2 seconds. No, think of it, like grovel over it, ki why, when you look at something and you see that why symmetry, or like the principle of design is symmetry, think about why not variation, why not this thing. You have to be able to give a explanation for your choice. So I think this one is again important things. So keep an open mind, don't strategize, look at the paper as soon as you get it, and have fun, be carefree. Let me know, I have not given you some question answer to some of the NAQ questions, uska answer please आप मुझे बता दो. And let me know how your exam went, and best of luck for your NATA 2021. I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Best of luck again. Bye bye. Expect more.
Experience magic.